Arya said, don't use such kind of words. So that is a part of professional attire. Not only your way of dressing, but the way and manner in which you are addressing the court. So this comprises 95 marks. I will summarize everything once again. पहला statement of facts. आपके facts कितने हैं? Knowledge और application उसका 50 marks. Written submissions 10 marks 60. Responsiveness to questions 10 marks 70. Persuasiveness and advocacy 10 marks 70. For formal attire and travel etiquettes, that comes to 95 50 marks in scale. And discretion, now this is very important, ये judges के ऊपर है. Discretion of jury and judges 5 marks उनको दिए गए हैं. They can give as per their preference. Why I am saying so, I will give a reason. Judges are convinced that everything, facts be, grounds be, उसकी application be, everything is covered in that 4 minutes. Then they can give that 5 minutes marks extra. तो आपके जो -3 हुए थे, that will be +2. Are you getting the point? Tell me yes or no? Because आपको ही होने वाला है इस बेंच पे. Then he says adjournment ले लो. So मैंने एक रास्ता बता दिया, नहीं समझ में आया, बेंच बहुत टफ है. You can also seek an adjournment, but for that adjournment it is going to be a 0 mark. So with this, I will just name the jury members and मैंने bench members already बता दिया. I will repeat it again. First bench में it is going to assemble at the second half would be S.K. Rahman sir and Jatin Harjai. First अभी जो सेकेंड बेंच बैठेगी उसमें अशोक बत्रा सर एंड सुशील गोयल सर वुड बी लीडिंग द बेंच एंड 5 जीवी मेंबर्स वुड बी एडवोकेट गौरव गुप्ता, सीए आशु दालमिया, सीए डॉक्टर अर्पित हल्दिया, सीए वेणुगोपाल गेला एंड एडवोकेट सीए हिरेन त्रिवेदी. These will be the 5 jury members along with the 4 bench members. ये 9 members का comprise करके there will be a result drawn and 9:30 will be announced the winners, first, second and third. 3 winners will be announced out of 8. So आपका proportion बहुत high है, probability बहुत high है आपकी जीतने की. So please give your best, all the best to all of you. I request court master to initiate the proceeding. आपको क्या करना है सर, आपको पता है? You are not court master in this, you will be bench holder. हितेंद्र भाई आपको idea है ना? So first you need to get the bench assembled and then you have to call.
To be ready, Pradyuman by applicant and respondent Rashid Bhai.
Look, the fact which has been reiterated, the submission which has been given, the parties which are involved in the case law is that the company is registered in the Delhi and it is a contractor working in the field of construction and providing services. They have got the contract from the government autonomous body for the design, development, implementation, operation and maintenance of parking lot. And they are supposed to provide certain solutions in the form of management for off-street, on-street and indoor parking facilities on a PPP model. That is public-private participation model. The job entrusted to the appellant was restricted with respect to only the services which are supposed to be provided from the property. And they were not given any tenancy right or no ownership right were transferred to the appellant. My lord, the agreement itself has stated that there will be a concessional agreement where it was stated that the appellant was responsible for collecting the total revenue on behalf of the management and they were supposed to even discharge the duties of the payment of the taxes. There is GST which has been collected on total revenue. And there was a revenue sharing model wherein they had specified the percentage of revenue sharing which will be 61% of the gross revenue after the payment of the GST. Whatever which is remaining will be shared between the appellant and the government autonomous body, which will be the proportion of 61% of the gross revenue, or it is 75 lakhs, whichever is higher. The balance of the gross revenue was to be kept by the appellant as a part of their services which is provided in the form of a parking lot. This autonomous body was established under the Act of the Parliament, and they were assigned with some different functions of providing the parking facilities. And over and above that, interstate, they were not providing any services because that was a joint venture which was carried out by the two parties. So,
Can the other party can incur any loss?
yes, ma'am.
Any partner of the joint venture, can he incur any loss?
If there is any loss, then that will also be said.
Once you are collecting a particular amount after
Yes, sir.
GST payment, there
Yes.
must be some amount left.
Left
If
over.
they have indirect expenses,
Yes, sir.
then
Yes, sir.
you are sharing the gross amount.
Gross amount.
So how can they incur any loss?
The revenue which has been shared, after that whatever the expenditure which has been left over by the person who is providing actual services, he might incur the losses, but the revenue which has been already collected from the
Kindly elaborate on this aspect in the joint venture.
this is an agreement which is entered in the PPP model, wherein the services are provided on behalf of the government autonomous body, which is having the ownership of the parking lot.
In all PPT arrangements or joint ventures.
No, my lord, but actually here there are the two persons who will enter into an agreement that they will be providing this facility which is there at the parking lot. And now the proper officer alleged that there is this share of revenue which has been done to the government autonomous body.
So council try to appreciate, if I am giving the premises on rent, I am charging a fixed amount.
Yes, sir.
There can be alternate arrangement, whatever revenue you want, I'll get a percentage share. But as a landowner, I have given my property, since both this decision, it will remain a rent receipt. How it becomes a joint venture when I am only revenue sharing? That is my question.
Sir, my lord, can you please repeat the question?
Your case is you are party to a joint venture, you are not providing service to each other, and there is no service provider recipient relationship. This is your case?
Yes, sir.
So prove it. How it is a joint venture?
Sir, the terms and conditions of the agreements, the characteristics of the terms and conditions are throwing the message that it is a joint venture kind of an agreement. As such, in the facts or in the agreement, they have never used the term joint venture. It is kind of a joint venture, kind of an agreement whereby the government autonomous body has made the land. It is primary responsibility of that government autonomous body to provide parking facility. However, the job of designing, creating, constructing and maintaining the parking facility on off street and inside the building has only been carried out by the private limited company. So both of them are sharing the risk of a particular job. So we are just saying that this is a characteristic of a joint venture.
Basically, we wanted to know how there will be a loss. If you are sharing the revenue, there must be a situation of loss. Here, just you are collecting money on behalf of the government. How you are into joint venture? You are a collecting agency only. You are not a partnership with the government. Government has no partnership with you. They have given you assignment to collect the money. You have constructed the parking or the government?
We have constructed.
You have
The
constructed.
private limited company has constructed, designed, and they are operating also the parking lots. And the gross revenue is being saved in a predefined percentage. The gross revenue.
So what are the characteristics of the joint venture? You emphasize on that. If you please elaborate what are the characteristics of the joint venture and how you feel it is. Yeah, please go ahead.
There is an allegation by the proper officer that whatever the share of the revenue is there, it will be covered under the head of the rent, will be considered, will be told as a rent, and there will be a reverse charge on that particular transaction which is being shared by the company and the autonomous body, the appellant and the autonomous body. And they have demanded 8 crore 54 lakh 33,180 as a demand for the tax for the revenue which has been shared. And over and above that, there is an allegation that there was a mismatch in the input tax credit as per the ITC which has been claimed as per GSTR 3B and the ITC which is available in GSTR 2A. However, they have not provided any reason, any quantification or justification that how this figure of been arrived, and there is no backing of any legal provisions that why this should be disallowed to the appellant. And my lord, there is third allegation, third ground which has been taken is that the interest has not been paid, and interest amounting to 193,000 has been disallowed, and it has been stated that the amount is to be paid by the appellant. My lord, our only argument is that if this arrangement cannot be treated as supply, as there is no interstate supply of services, and over and above that, the payment of the interest has already been done by the appellant. The challenge was already submitted to the appellant as well as the first adjudication authority, and there is no legal fiction which has been given for the disallowance of it into the trade. July 2017 to March 23. Thank you, sir.
Before the party response, there is an urgent announcement. There is a car number MH01BK 3651 that is obstructing the way. Can you please change the place? Yes. Yes.
Objection on your synopsis. How come this cross objection?
This is replying to the grounds raised by the appellant.
Does it call a cross objection? Any
My lord, the appellant has given the facts of the case. My lord, the property which is given by the government autonomous body to the appellant has been used for providing an output supply by the appellant. The appellant is renting for the property for the parking use, and out of that collection, the appellant is paying the government autonomous body rupees 75 lakhs minimum or 61%. On that 75 lakh rupees which the appellant is using the property paying to the government, it is liable for tax under reverse charge mechanism as per notification 13 of 2017.
a revenue which is rooted from GST, what do you want to demand tax?
Your Honor, the collection per se parking is not tax free. It is not told which the appellant are collecting. The appellant is collecting parking fees from their customers, and it is liable for payment of GST. There is no such exemption provided in the mechanism notification.
They are paying GST on that.
Yes, Your Honor. On their output supplies, they are paying GST.
Output supply
And-
tax is paid.
Yes, Your Honor.
Once you have collected the tax on 100 rupees, then if they are giving 75 out of that, what do you want to demand tax once again?
Your Honor, GST is a value-added tax. It is not that fact that if output tax has been paid, then there cannot be no tax on the inward supply. On the inward supply, Section 9, Subsection 3 of the CGST Act specifically levies tax under the notified goods or services, and based on the power conferred to the charging section of 9 subsection 3, notification 13 of 2017 has been issued.
Is it not revenue neutral?
Your Honor, the appellant has not pleaded revenue neutral, and revenue neutral may be for the purpose of extended period and cannot be for the purpose of levy of petty tax. It may be a ground for.
You are demanding demand for 6 years. Can you invoke section 74?
Your,
If it is revenue neutral, can you quote even a single case where in the case of revenue neutrality, extended period has been invoked?
yes, Your Honor, your kind attention is invited to Annexure 2 of my submission and page 20 to 21. I would invite your Honor kind attention to the case of Pallava Granite Industries India Private Limited, reported in 2024 TMI 2001 System Hyderabad. Your Honor, in page 21, para 4 and para 5 which I have highlighted for your Honor's ready reference. The fact is, in this case, is the GTA service has been received by the appellant on which they are liable for reverse charge. Moreover, the appellant being service recipient of foreign agent are liable to pay tax in the reverse charge mechanism. So the Honorable Court has held that the provisions of law are very clear that both the services, the appellant being recipient is liable to pay tax. Therefore, on merit, we hold that the appellant is liable to pay service tax along with interest in question. Your Honor, in this case, the Honorable Court has decided even for extended period also, if the law is very clear that tax needs to be paid in the reverse charge mechanism, and for the purpose of taxability, the revenue cannot be questioned.
Tax has not been received by the government. It's a different case. How it is comparable with you?
Sir, this is the case of reverse charge mechanism only, on which the recipient is liable to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism.
I agree, but once they are paying tax on their output tax liability, is it not revenue neutral? If they would have paid it, let us say 100 rupees they have collected, 18 rupees the tax which they have paid to the government, right? In case they would have given tax on 75 rupees, let us say 12 rupees, they would have got the credit thereof. So they have discharged the whole liability in cash.
Your Honor, the case may be a revenue neutral, but under circumstances where they need to pay minimum 75 lakh rupees to the government autonomous body, irrespective of their income.
Have you heard about the Milange developer larger than judgment in this regard?
Yes, sir, the larger bench, the Honorable Bench has stated that in case of revenue neutral, extended period cannot be invoked, but there cannot be a situation, in case of revenue neutral situation, tax cannot be demanded. Further, Your Honor,
You made a case under section 74. So how you
Sir,
want to argue that?
Sir, I would like your kind attention to page 6 of my submission, where I have reproduced explanation 2 to section 74. Explanation 2 to section 74 clearly says when there is non-declaration of facts or information which a taxable person is required to declare in the return, it amounts to suppression. The appellant,
Where to declare it?
sir, GSTR 3, table 3, specific 3B specifically says that tax to be paid under RCM needs to be declared in the 3B return. Also, the self.
You claim that it is suppressed. It is not declared by them.
It is not.
Where it was to be declared that they presume it is an exempted supply, they have not paid tax on that. Now you are saying it is not declared, so it is suppressed. So where to declare exempted supply? Please tell me, let us know.
So under exempted supply there are GSTR 9,
It is-
table number 5.
It is expenses, it is not the income.
Table number 5.
It is expenses. We have to declare all the expenses under exempted supply. I have no doubt.
Sir, expenses has to be declared in table 14 of GSTR 9C,
Hmm.
and with all the expenses needs to be declared in table 14 of GSTR 9C. That needs to be declared. Your Honor, I was on the Your Honor, I was on notification 30/2017 reverse charge mechanism where serial 5A capital A clearly talks about the levy of GST under reverse charge mechanism, and the table 5A relevant portion has been also been reproduced in my submission. Further, I will rely on judgment of R. Nabi versus Sanaski Municipality reported 2014 9 TMI 968, which is enclosed in Annexure 1, and I would like your kind attention to page 30. Para 15 of the order which I have highlighted. This I would not like to read the whole para because of the paucity of time, but I would like to see that, point out that the conclusion given here is municipality is bound to pay tax.
Where are you reading?
Sir, page 13, para 15. I am not reading the complete paragraph because of paucity of time. I am reading the last line that municipality is bound to pay service tax on the nature of transaction which they have entered into the petitioner. The nature of transaction was same in the present case where it is renting of property, in which the Honorable Court has held that it is liable for payment of service tax, and the provisions are parametric because as per explanation to clause G of notification 13 of 2017, it clearly says that renting of immovable property shall means allowing, permitting, granting access to any property with or without the transfer of possession or control. The appellant has pointed out there is no.
What is the argument you are arguing? We have failed to understand.
Sir, the appellant has argued that there is no transfer of property, there is no transfer of possession in this case.
Okay.
So, in this regard, I am highlighting the expression renting of.
Do you think this is a renting of your property?
Sir, renting of human property is wider enough as per explanation G to the reversal notification 13 of 2017, which covers allowing, permitting or granting access to any property with or without the transfer of property or control. Without.
You reverse charge you have levied under renting of your property service.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, because we have
whether,
allowed.
whether they are using the property.
Yes, Your Honor, we have given the property for their use and for their further subletting for providing parking space.
Read the entry, whether they have been covered in government or governmental authority.
No, we are the government, the respondent, the person providing service, government autonomous body, and government autonomous body is the government, is the local authority which has been given on the property.
Have you read the definition of local authority in CGST? How it has been covered there? Kindly explain.
Your Honor, in the facts of the case, it is not clear. Government autonomous body is not been defined in the facts of the case given to us. But normally, a municipality or local authority gives on rent of the property, and it has been provided under the law. So, on 3A civil which the learned appellant has pointed out that 2 years figure has not been given. Your Honor, the demand is separately for each year and clubbed and demanded together. If 2 years figure is not given out, it does not affect the demand of other years. Your Honor, the demand is for 17-18 to 20-23, and the learned appellant has stated that for 2 years the figures are not complete. Sir, for 2 years there is no demand, and for other 3 years the demand amounts to which has been confirmed by the learned appellant authority.
My specific question is, under which provision of law, if the amount is not appearing in 2A, then they are liable to pay the tax?
Sir,
If they are complying with the condition of 622, and Bharatiya International Supreme Court is very clearly stated 2A is only facilitation area. What is your comment on that?
Sir, as per section 155 of the CGST Act, the burden to prove is on the appellant. The appellant has not provided any document to support their claim that the ITC which has been taken is a valid ITC, and provision of all section 16 will be satisfied.
But in test you have provided, you are willing to give the credit for the same, subject to verification. If they have deposited the interest, so are you willing to give the credit after verification?
But subject to other condition of section 16.2 and 16.4, Your Honor.
Interest में कौन सी condition चाहिए?
Sir, interest is altogether a separate point in the,
I am now interest.
Interest they have already paid, sir. We are okay, sir.
Any rejoinder? Anything you want to say? Currently in 1 minute.
My lord, I want to just highlight that there is an entry in entry number 6 in notification 12 by 2017, where it has been stated that if it is a pure service, then it is exempted if provided by the governmental authority.
That is in a different context. Anyway, that's what you have to say.
Yes, sir. And it should be, even if it is treated as supply, then also it will be exempted supply, which will not be chargeable to tax.
Service is not provided by the government. They are saying service provided by the
Service is provided by the
Government.
to the by the person to the government.
You feel all government services are exempt if it is
No,
pure
if it is a
service?
pure service which does not involve any element of goods or
Which exemption?
entry number 6, my lord.
I think you have misquoted it. There is no blanket exemption. When government is providing service, it is exempt. Government
Do you have that
obligation.
My lord, we have on hand we are not having it.
Your Honor, may I? Your Honor, the sale number 3 pointed out by Learned Advocate is in relation to the function entrusted under Article 243 GA 240 W of the Constitution of India.
After hearing both the parties, we feel it is not a joint venture, so they are liable to pay tax under reverse charge. But extended period cannot be moved. Whatever they have paid as interest, that demand cannot be sustained. 2A, 3B, difference, there is no provision where they can be denied the benefit once they have given all the documents. Decision pronounced, appeal party allowed, detailed order will follow.
Serial number 2, applicant advocate Pradyumna Bhai and respondent advocate Ashwin Bhai.
Commissioner of State Taxes. The company, the appellant, has a principal place of business in Noida and is registered in the GST regime. The company is in the business of retail sales in personal care products and in medicinal products. The company has been served with a show cause notice under section 73 in form DRC 01 along with summary of show cause notice in DRC 01A. The SCN has been issued for the period 2017-2018, alleging furnishing of incorrect tax liability in forms GSTR 9 compared with information furnished in GSTR 1, 2A, 3B and e-way bill and other available records. Further, the SCN has also alleged that the company has claimed excess ITC, has claimed blocked credit, has claimed invoices pertaining to supplier whose registration has been considered by the GST department. Lordship, on page number 8, the bifurcation has been provided. The company's authorized representative appeared before the adjudicating authority, furnished a detailed written reply. The reply has been provided in page 8 along with the bifurcation of tax amounts.
Can you read out what is the value?
So the first issue was on account of non-reconciliation of information. The tax dispute was 1,71,528 CGST, same as GST. The reason furnished was,
What is your submission on this? You point by you.
sir, we are not arguing on this. As per the move provided, the appellant has only disputed the fourth point, that is the ITC claim on supplier's registration cancelled before the invoice date.
That you are admitting and admitting.
Exactly. However, the adjudicating authority, without considering the grounds put forwarded by the authorized representative, confirmed the demand. Agreed by the adjudicating authority, the company filed an appeal before the first appellate authority, challenging only the fourth point, that is ITC claim on supplier's registration cancelled before invoice date, amounting to 2,36,324,322 CGST plus SGST. The appellant before the first appellate authority furnished a detailed reply supporting with case law, particularly emphasizing on adherence of section 16 subsection 2, more particularly section clause C. The order in original have been passed by not considering the submissions of the appellant, confirming that
How many supplies are involved in this? How many invoices?
so we have not been provided in that.
Have you asked for it? Now, once you have already appeared before the adjudicating authority, appellate authority, you don't know what are the parties, what can we do? Kindly give us the detail of invoices when the RC has been cancelled. Have you prepared any chart on that?
Your Honor, we shall be providing after the conclusion of the court. We have got the party.
Today you have come for the hearing. Why are you wasting time while you seek a judgment if you are not ready?
Sorry, Your Honor. May I start grounds of copy?
First we want to know whether you are aware or not. You are aware of the parties whose registration was cancelled. You are not aware.
No, we are not.
You are not aware whose registration is cancelled. And what you argue, please continue what you are arguing.
Yes, Your Honor, my grounds of appeal regarding this is order for financial 1780
Yeah.
and claim of ITC of 2 crore 36 lakhs 24,322. First, grounds of because the appellants fulfill all the conditions of section 16(2). Now, for the brevity of time, Your Honor, I will take you to page number 12, section 16C, that from the above mentioned, 16C subject to provision 41 of the section 43A, the text charge in respect of such supply has been
Mr. Counsel, if you are not aware what ITC has been dished out to you in respect to the supplier's name, how can you say they have not paid the tax or they have paid the tax? How will you prove it? Once you don't know the name of the party itself, whose ITC has been denied to you, how will you justify this?
So you may give your adjournment.
Dear, you are creating a demand of 2.6 crore. Have you given any pre-show notice consultation? And why that detail has not been provided?
Yes, all the details have already been provided to the assessee.
Yeah, denying it? Show me.
It is there on the portal.
Show me.
It is there on the portal, sir. All the details.
Whether it has to be on the portal or the show cause notice.
It is there on the show cause portal or in the show cause notice. RUT is there. Everything is there on the portal.
Show me the show cause.
You have provided list of the parties whose registration has been cancelled.
Yes, sir.
It was mentioned in the order. It was mentioned.
Without giving the names of the parties, we cannot issue the show cause notice. The department cannot issue
That
the
is
show
the
cause notice.
expectation. Can you prove that?
Sir, the show cause notice would have not come to your court.
Dear, kindly listen to us. He is saying we have not been provided that detail. You say that we have provided the show cause notice.
Yes, sir.
So it is show cause notice who will decide whether it was there or not. So show me the show cause notice.
You are having copy of the suppose notice.
No, Your Honor.
How come both of you have come and you are not having the copy of show cause notice?
So now we are in difficulties how to prove that whether it is part of the suppose notice.
Your argument can be accepted. You say we have complied with the tradition of 16. Where is the evidence? Simply saying we are following section 16, but prove it. You don't know the name of the supplier whose ITC has been disallowed, and you are saying that they have paid the tax. I don't understand. Can you show me the show cause? Otherwise, I have no option but to adjourn the case.
Your Honor, may I argue on one point only? Your Honor, page number 13. Page number 14. point number B3, because there is no provision GST law empowering officials to seek reversal from recipient. Right, since the provisions empowering tax authority were inserted by Finance Act 22 by amending section 41 of
Whether they have taken any action or not, that's a different issue altogether. I am asking if you are not aware of the parties whose ITC has been reversed. You have not made any attempt to find it out. If it is not there, then show cause notice. Assume, because show cause notice is not there. Assuming it is not being there in the show cause notice. Have you written a letter to them saying, kindly provide us this detail?
Yes, we have written letter.
Show me that letter.
That letter we wrote.
In the absence of show cause notice, this matter cannot be decided, it is being adjourned.
Thank you.
Now the jury will decide. Adjourned case, what is the article?
Serial number 3. Appellant Advocate Mohit Bhai and Avish Bhai, Respondent Advocate Praveen Bhai and Ravi Kumar.
तो कुछ बोलना था हाँ जुरी को सोबस नहीं होगी
Both of us to argue.
Permitted.
My lord, our client ABC Services Private Limited in this case has provided BPO services and IT-enabled services to its customer. The period involved is April 2015 to June 2017, wherein a demand of rupees 2 crore has been fixed. Wherein for the April 15 to June 2017 service tax period.
So that is service.
Correct. So 2 crore rupees demand has been fixed, wherein for the period April 17 to June 17 there is a best judgment assessment. On the basis of the income tax returns and the 26 years available for the previous periods.
Whether investigation was not carried out.
No sir, investigation was not carried out. So as per the facts provided was whatever the documents were seeked by the department, the appellant was not able to provide them because of the COVID and then the closure of the business. That is why there was a best judgment assessment.
So in any case you failed to provide the information, what was the option available to them?
I am just stating the facts, my lord. Yes, my lord. I am stating the facts, whatever the facts are available.
Proceed further.
My lord, there are basically two findings of the department where the department has based this case. First is that these services are the older services. Whatever my client has provided services to his customers are online information database access or retrieval services. What the department is saying that.
Before coming to the matter, what is the impugned order?
Impugned
And
order
why
is-
there is a rejection?
Yes, my lord.
Kindly tell me that.
There are two findings. There are two allegations in the show cause notice and as well as in the order.
Ayush, I am not asking about issues involved in this. I say read the concluding para of impugned order. What does it say? Why should we discuss on merit?
Yes, my lord. After considering the submissions as evidence, the adjudicating authority observed. My lord, I am reading the impugned order. These are provided in the facts. The services rendered fell under the category of online information and database access or retrieval services taxable in India as per Rule 9 of the Place of Provision of Service Rules 2012. The company failed to meet the conditions for export of service under Rule 6A of the Service Tax Rules 1994 as the place of provision was deemed within India. Service tax demand of 2 crores along with applicable interest and penalty was confirmed and penalties were imposed under section 77 and 78 of the Finance Act.
Kindly appreciate, if the pre-deposit issue has not been settled, how can we listen to you on merit? Kindly see your own mission at page number 4. Is deposit made by the applicant through form ERC 03 is valid for pre-deposit. So they are objecting to that. So first of all, you convince us that the pre-deposit has been made in terms of the law. Then only we can hear you on merit.
Sure, my lord.
So first of all, both the parties will convince us why pre-deposit under the Finance Act 1994 has been made through the ERC 03. Then we will hear you on that.
Yes, my lord. So regarding the validity of pre-deposit made through DRC3, first I would like to take you through a bit of history on this case. So there was a judgment of Honorable Bombay High Court in case of Sodexo Services wherein Honorable Bombay High Court held that there is a genuine confusion within the taxpayers as regards the mode of payment for pre-deposit. So, because my lord,
What is the date of pre-deposit?
so date of pre-deposit is not given in the facts, my lord, but we have taken an assumption.
You are relying on a judgment. Let me compare that date of judgment and your date of pre-deposit, whether that benefit can be given to you or not. And I personally feel there is a circular of the board on this issue. Where is that circular? Kindly place it on record. Anybody is having circular? Show me that. Kindly find out what is the date of pre-deposit, then only whether it is prior to the circular date or subsequent to the circular.
So, my lord, in absence of the contrary facts given in the case study, we have taken an assumption that the pre-deposit has been made before 28th October 2022.
So Bombay judgment, do you have a copy of that, of the date of judgment?
I will just take a Yes, my lord. So, my lord, this circular has relied upon circular number 1070/2019 of Central Excise, and it has said that the pre-deposit has to be made through CBIC GST portal. But my lord, our submission is that even after issuance of this instruction, there is another judgment of Bombay High Court.
Mr. Counsel, first of all, let me know what is the date of pre-deposit so that we can apply the case law of the circular accordingly. In the absence of that date, how will I apply my mind?
My lord, it is before 20th October
Do you know what is the
2022.
date? Date of pre-deposit.
They are not given in the case law.
DRC3 has been submitted to you, don't you know the date? Huh? Once you are at DRC03, that note is available.
Both the parties, please try to understand. Unless pre-deposit is not argued and decided, case cannot be heard. Case cannot be heard that unless the case is admitted, unless you resolve the issue of pre-deposit.
TRC 03 is here. It's dated is 31st December 2022. 1st December 2022.
My lord, may we ask our learned
DRC03 is dated 31st December and this circular is dated 28th of October. And this circular is after the Mumbai High Court judgment, I suppose?
Yes, my lord.
Then what are your objections?
So, my lord, I would request to ask my learned brother to show the copy of DRC3.
It's already on your portal, sir.
In case it could have been a real court, it could have been gone, but because it's a moot tribunal, we will like to hear you on it. Please.
Lord, should we argue the further points
The
regarding pre-deposit?
hearing will be more hearing, not the real hearing, because you are not prepared for the case. The appeal cannot be admitted, basically, so no hearing can take place. So what is your argument for 2 crore rupees?
On merits, so, my lord, we have few more arguments for the pre-deposit point also, if you allow.
Please go ahead.
So, my lord, first we would like to rely upon the judgment of Honorable Bombay High Court again in the case of IN Net Services, which was rendered in the year 2024 after issuance of instruction dated 20th October 2022, wherein the Honorable Bombay High Court has relied upon the judgment of.
Have you supplied the judgment? Where is the copy of the judgment?
Kindly go ahead.
Lord, we do not have the physical copy, but we can.
Please go ahead, read out.
Inform the court whether this circular has been referred in this and whether the earlier judgment of the Mumbai High Court has also been considered. Just state these facts and give a statement. will accept it.
No, Lord. The earlier judgment of Bombay High Court and circular has not been referred. They have taken recourse to the judgment of Reliance Infrastructure and come to the conclusion that pre-deposit, whether made in any form, is a valid form of payment. So DRC 3,
DRC 03 was the issue, and cash and credit was the issue that time.
no, DRC 3 was the issue, Lord.
Okay.
I doubt, believe me, for the benefit of the house, if you make payment through DRC 03, 50% of that will go to the state government, 50% will go to the central government. But this is a service tax case, the entire money lies for the central government. How any court can give order, I doubt. I doubt it cannot be admitted. I mean, under no circumstances, 50% DRC 03 cases I won't think admitted. If you read out the last para, that the payment made by DRC 03 is also acceptable for service tax case. Judgment Act.
So, my Lord, I will start
So
with
the court has not given.
That was IGST payment. IGST payment. DRC 03 से
Even you pay IGST 50% of the state government.
cash payment था.
हाँ.
What they have said, what court has said, कि you have received the payment.
हाँ.
You are not denying that. Now sending it back, they will claim refund. And after claiming refund, they will pay tax again. So why to do that exercise? आप उसको pass on कर लिए and entertain that. They have entertained on that basis. Exceptional. This is an exception. Otherwise तो नहीं कर सकते.
नहीं, refund and all this should be complied with, I think so. The court may have said you to do it.
For a minute, we are now going to that point also. Don't debate on this issue. You yourself said, I want to discuss this pre-deposit issue, which I have already put under the carpet. So forget about it, don't argue about it, go to that.
My lords, department has classified our services under the OIDA services. So, OIDA services, my lord, because the period involved is April 15 to June 2017, I would like to place recourse on the place of provisions rule 2 clause N, my lord, which says online information database access or retrieval services means providing data or information, retrieval or otherwise, to any person in electronic form through a computer network. My lord, this was the only definition available at that time. Then there was an education guide of the service tax, which clearly said, my lord, on this OIDA services that the other important feature, I am just reading out a simple part, my lord, on page 2 of my submissions, under para 3, my lord. It is highlighted in yellow, my lord. Sorry, it is bold. It is the font is bold, my lord. So it clearly says the other important feature of these services is that they are completely automated and require minimal human intervention. So one thing is clear from the starting, my lord. You are reading the law without going into complete fact. My lord, I will explain. My lord, I have provided BPO services, business process outsourcing, and IT enabled services. What are these services, my lord? So, what I have done, my lord, I have gathered the data of my client. I am into data management. I am into processing of their data. So, I process medical bills. I process some other claims of the data, other claims of the client, my customer. What I do, my lord, I gather some data, I process and I give it back to my client for the further use. That is what my job is. So IT-enabled services means they have given me a query, suppose. They have given me a query to work upon. I have employed my main force, my man force on this, my manpower on this. I have given that query to the manpower that I have. That they have worked on that query, they have come to some conclusion and then they have given that conclusion to the customer. So this is what my basic nature of services are. Now, my lord,
friends, the appellants are requested to wind up. To wind up and summarize your arguments. Time is yours.
So, my lord, my only submission is that education guideline itself says that it requires minimal human intervention, whereas in my services, only if there is no manpower available with me, I will not be able to provide these services. Rest. Yes. Secondly, my lord. One more point, last point. Sorry, I will take 1 minute. Secondly, my lord, wherever there are OIDA services, I have to be the owner of those data. So, if I am providing any services to someone else, I should be the owner. There are judgments of sister as well that I have put, my lord. Rest.
Counsel of the respondent wants to clarify that with reference to the page number 4. based on the written submission by the appellant, on the basis of the documentation, some of the
Sir, first you place your case. What is the submission of the appellant is different. Why you made a suppose notice? Why you say this service is falling under online database services?
Firstly, sir, appellant has not registered for service tax, though they were exporters of services.
In negative case, do you need to register yourself in
Sir,
services?
if you need benefits under
The whole
6A,
period is in the negative days, when classification has no issue at all. So don't.
when it is in OIDA services, we need to register, sir. Under Rule 6A will apply when you are registered in the service tax regime.
6A deals with the export of
Export of services, that is not taxable, sir.
Question is not that. Question is why they will fall under OIDR. Then only place of supply shall be determined. Unless otherwise the nature of service is determined, we cannot move further. Kindly explain only the nature of services, why they should fall under OIDR.
Sir, investigation at the appellate authority, all the facts and figures were considered by the appellate authority, and it was finally concluded that based on the documents, the authority has decided that it is an OIDR services.
Adjudicating authority has decided that is binding, then why are you here?
No, sir.
I am asking you.
Our main point of this argument is this is they are not DRC 03, Section 35 of Central Excise Act.
I have already closed on the issue of pre-deposit. Now I am asking you why their services should fall under OIDR. Just explain that.
Sir, since they are technical in nature and the details of which we discussed at the investigation level, and as per the appellant, they say that no investigation has happened. But investigation has happened. The facts they got was wrong. What was investigated, on that basis we are coming to the conclusion that there are OIDR services.
Mr. DR, because you have incompetence and not preparation, the case government is using revenue. You have not prepared your case well. I am giving the last 2 minutes to kindly address us only on the merit.
for the
Why do you-
OIDR services, there is for the OIDR services as per the legislation. So there is a minimum human intervention. But on the basis of the software or the IT that we have investigate, so basically on the basis of the software that they are running, so they are giving services to their holding company.
My friend, do you know what is this service? Definition of this service over here?
Yes,
What
sir.
exactly it is?
It's
If
a
I
way
go with your submission, then that means anything which is provided through computer is OIDR.
No. It's a within minimal human intervention.
No, sir. This is the definition of the service. Basically, one more thing can you tell me? I am still confused. Whether this case is second appeal or first appeal?
The secretary.
It is second appeal. Demand is more than 2 crore rupees.
Yes, sir.
Demand is exactly 2 crore rupees.
Yes, sir, 2 crore, more than 2 crore.
So you have concluded your appeal allowed.
Benefit of doubt goes to the appellant.
Hello. Sir, sorry for interruption. मनोज भाई एक मिनट.
नहीं आप कोर्ट में बोल रहे हो कोर्ट के बाहर बोल रहे हो पहले कोर्ट में नहीं बोल सकता कोर्ट में आप एआर को बोलोगे कि मुझे कुछ बोलना है मुझे सर से परमिशन लेके दो तो वो कोई परमिशन लेके दे सकता है आपको डायरेक्ट आप आगे नहीं बोल सकते
मनोज भाई परमिशन लेके बोल सकते हो परमिशन ले लीजिए.
Yes.
Your Honor, we have got the name of the party for which we have claimed ITC.
Once we have adjourned the matter, we have not decided against you. So come prepared on that.
Your Honor, my point
Today, it cannot be reheard. That's all.
Your Honor, I am coming from Surat and it's long way Ahmedabad.
What should we do if we come into it? You are from Surat, because you are from the Prime Minister's state, you shouldn't give permission.
Sir, actually, the today's session, which was presumed by all the competent, who are authority, who are representing here, are just prepared for a particular point which was given by the on. And they have prepared with respect to only that point, and we think that we have to just present that particular point. And if any questions with respect to that point are there, then only we will be replying.
We do agree, you should have given us any paper, sir. This is the show cause mentioned there.
Sir, it was the order 24. These kind of code, everything is there.
Mr. Council, kindly listen to me. These kind of situations will always appear in the code. So that means, so you said this is the show cause notice, this is the name mentioned, that's all. If it is a Moot Tribunal and you want to say it because it was not a real case, so therefore, this is, you should have told me.
So it was the organization.
Just a minute. Sir, we एक मिनट अभी जस्ट मेरे पास भी एक क्वेरी आया कि कोर्ट में क्या हो रहा है हमें पता नहीं चल रहा. So my humble submission says this is moot court. Moot court means we are trying to give you the experience of the court. Please understand. It is an open court. We are not here to explain you the facts of the case. When argument is being happening, आपको उस वक्त concentrate करना है कि क्या argue हो रहा है. And then you need to make out your case कि अच्छा ये facts हैं, ये argue हो रहा है, सही हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है, जजेस का क्या comment है, then you go and understand that. It is not a case wherein we are giving a session, we are trying to explain you the facts and then how to deal with that. It is a moot court means exactly what is happening in the court or what happens in the court. We are trying to express that. Number 2, court के अंदर ऐसे ऐसे bomb आते हैं which you can never imagine. Forget about the documents you have. Forget about the case laws that you have read. So please be prepared for that mentally. Don't be offended. कि आपको कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया, हमने तो ये तैयारी नहीं की. Sir, take it as a sports. It's a sportsman spirit. We are just trying to replicate what happens in the court. Please try to appreciate that. Thank you.
And one more thing I want to add here, on behalf of judges also, giving that it is not so that your case is rejected or it is not heard properly. Marks are not given. Whatever you are arguing, whatever way you are presenting, your marks are being given. It is not so कि आपको 0 हो गया and you are agreed कि अब तो हमारा केस खराब हो गया.
Yes, sir.
Whatever your behavior and court, please believe me, here we are not taking it so seriously. But even जो आसू भाई कोर्ट में शूज जैसे फोल्ड करके बैठे हैं, पाँव फोल्ड करके बैठे हैं, इंसल्ट टू कोर्ट. और से भी कंफर्म है. फर्स्ट लाइन में आप शूज दिखा रहे हैं, ये जजेस को शूज दिखा रहे हैं, तो you will be thrown out of the court.
But not only that, kindly appreciate, if you cannot bear one small case loss in a Moot Tribunal, how will you accept that defeat in the court of law? Name any advocate, whatever you want to say, who has never lost a case. And who has never been, bullshit, or you can say leg pulling not done by the court, by the members. Tell me any senior to senior advocate. It happens every day. We have tried to give you the flavor. These kind of unexpected questions can come. You are prepared, you are speaking on merit, whereas without realizing that your appeal has not been admitted, the issue of deposit is there. You are giving an allegation. If you are not providing the show, just show it's a new rule. Sir, this is the name which is mentioned. I should have asked.
Yes, sir. I just want to tell all the participants, आपको जो आंसर आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है. The numbers are not given on the basis of your winning or losing. You might lose with the jury, but you are being given numbers on a different how you present. So please do keep that in mind. Keep your advocacy at the front. Try to convince them. You might lose, but you might win the competition. I can tell you.
It is your presence of mind. Absolutely. अगर ये issue Moot Tribunal था, उसमें नई issue था, तो आप ये कहते सर ये show cause है, ये है, then you should have asked this also. So it is your presence of mind which is very important. It is not like that it has happened with you. When we started arguing, तो दिमाग में आता है कोर्ट से आने के बाद ये 3 points छोड़ गए. because we have not made the checklist. There is no one to assist us. So sometimes, even with the senior advocates, it happens. They go flow with the argument and forget to argue certain matters. So you take it sportingly, and this is what it happens in the court. I am happy if we have felt this. At least it appears as if it was a successful implementation, that you know these kind of things that can happen in real life also.
Next, serial number 4, applicant advocate Vijeta ji and Pankaj bhai, respondent advocate Pranjal ji and Vishal bhai.
Mrs. Anjali Fireworks. It is a partnership firm. Mrs. Anjali Fireworks is a partnership firm engaged in the supply of fireworks and duly registered under GST Act. Reading of fireworks. On 31st October 2018 and 1st November 2018, search proceedings under Section 67 of the CGST Act was conducted. Thereafter, a show cause notice under Section 74 was issued and it was duly complied with supporting documents. Thereafter, the learned authority passed the order in original. Being agreed by the order, first an appeal was filed before the first appellate authority. Thereafter, personal hearing was conducted and the appeal was rejected on the ground which was never raised before. The appeal was rejected on the ground that pre-deposit must be done through electronic cash ledger only. So we filed the appeal before your lordship.
That is the only ground of rejection.
Yes. So we filed this appeal before your lordship against the order in appeal, and my lords allow me to file this appeal.
But what is your argument? Why can we pay in cash deposit once there is judgment is contradicted by the High Court?
My lords, Lordship, as per provision of the Section 107, it is mandatory to deposit 10% as a pre-deposit, and we did the same through our electronic debiting the electronic ITC credit ledger. And after that, when we file our appeal, and after that personal hearing was granted to us, and we have appeared for the same and discussed the case on the merits also. But all sudden the first learned authority has rejected our appeal. Just a single reason we could not file, could not make the depositing through ITC.
What I have understood, you argued before the first appellate authority on the merit also on the pre-deposit, but he has rejected your appeal on the issue of pre-deposit. Right?
So, sir, we have filed the appeal for to contest on the merits. But they have rejected the learned authority.
I appreciate, unless otherwise the mandatory pre-deposit is being satisfied, how can you go on the merit? So you have to argue only on that pre-deposit can be made through electronic credit ledger. So kindly give me your argument on that as well.
Lordship. Firstly, I would like to mention here that firstly GST portal allows me to use the cash ledger to deposit my pre-deposit. So first
is GST portal the law? Kindly give me your legal arguments.
My lordship, so secondly, appellate authority has provided me an opportunity to hear, and so it deemed to be unless until my pre-deposit has not been satisfied, so it should not be provided an opportunity of being heard.
Opportunity of being heard has been given to you for the pre-deposit, or it is not given?
No.
Appeal has not been admitted.
Appeal, it is discussed on the merits. Several 2 or 3 times of hearings has been.
You got the opportunity to heard the matter.
Yes.
And
But
that time the issue was not raised.
Never.
Okay. So later on you received the order.
Then we realized that.
First you narrate this story to the house. Yes, sir, we have filed appeal. We have argued the matter. We never raised the issue of pre-deposit, but when we received the order, It is only rejected on the ground that pre-deposit has not been made through cash reserve. So
Yeah,
now
what do you say about it?
we'll give you another opportunity. Yeah. Let me hear.
Your Honor, I would like to start by saying that learned counsel has missed out 2 points as far as the facts of the case are concerned. Firstly, they said that all the documents.
We have asked you a specific question. His contention is that when I appeared before the Commissioner of Appeal, he heard us on merit, he never raised the issue of pre-deposit. And when they received the order, they were utterly surprised that merit has not been discussed and the appeal has been dismissed simply because of pre-deposits. So what is your saying on that? What is the factual position?
Your Honor, I beg to differ with our learned counsel because it was categorically mentioned at the start of the appeal itself that this appeal will not be heard because the pre-deposit has not been complied with as per the provisions of the law.
Any document to support that?
No, sir, there is no document. It was anyways, the point was in the during argument. The point was raised during
There was nothing in writing from your side, there was nothing in writing from their side, it was only a verbal discussion.
Yes, sir.
Who will confirm whether this verbal discussion has taken place? How do we know?
Sir, we are ready to give it on. We are ready to give the this on oath on affidavit.
What do you say?
Sir,
He is saying that we are willing to give affidavit, so what is the comment on that?
Lord sir, we have all the submission and all the multiple times of submission, but never they have raised any questions about the pre-deposit, and further we rely upon the judgment of the and the reason mentioned in the rejection order by the learned authority, Jyoti Construction.
Kindly appreciate, we as a tribunal are concerned with one factual position. We want to know what is the actual position. You say he has never asked this question, never raised this question, and you have only argued on merit. He says that during the argument, during the personal hearing, they have raised this issue and they are willing to give an affidavit. Now, what is your comment about that? Whether they are telling a lie?
We have at present all the submissions which we have submitted at the.
In this submission, have you mentioned about this pre-deposit?
Yes.
अभी तो आप कह रहे हैं कि pre-deposit का इशू कभी नहीं रेज हुआ, तो फिर आपने राइटिंग में कैसे दे दिया?
Sir,
How it can come in your
Lordship, it is in APL 01 itself. It is a pre-formatted.
Since you are appearing before a tribunal, before first of all ascertain the facts and then only speak. Kindly appreciate. One side you are saying that this issue has never been raised. On the other hand, you are saying that I have covered this issue in my written submission. How it is possible? How can you cover a matter in the written submission unless other has been raised by the other party?
No.
Give you a final opportunity, tell us what are the facts.
Actually, Lordship, the learned authority has rejected our appeal relying upon the judgment of Honorable High Court of Odisha in case of Jyoti Construction.
Not saying which case law he is relying upon. Kindly tell me the facts. Whether this issue was raised by the first appellate authority and whether you have made your submission, you got the opportunity. In case it is not been done, you would like to send it back to the authority to give you an opportunity, hear you on the issue of pre-deposits and then on the
Lordship, this issue has not been never arised before. We can verify the PH memo which has the learned authority have, and they have not mentioned the PH memo.
We have heard you listen. Now, what would be?
Yes, so they mentioned PH
Madam,
memo.
please concentrate on the issue. If APL 02 has been issued by you, appeal has been admitted by you. So if pre-deposit was not made, why you have admitted that?
So because that is a technical issue and that is the ground for rejection of appeal, sir. The order is rejecting the appeal.
Dear, kindly try to understand. My learned brother is asking you a very valid question. He says, tell us the factual position whether you raised this issue. If not, then how have you admitted this appeal, given the appeal number and heard the merit?
Sir,
If you have raised this objection, is there any documentary evidence? Things cannot be done like that by the department.
So the appeal has been rejected on that ground, and when the appeal was admitted, during the hearing, we had already discussed on this matter and we are ready to give an affidavit to that effect, that we have discussed this matter that the appeal is not filed as per the procedure prescribed by law under 1076 and the related.
In fact, if that is so, you should have issued a deficiency memo. How you admitted the appeal? My learned friend is absolutely right. If you say if this pre-deposit mode is not acceptable, then this appeal should not have been accepted. Why you have given a personal hearing? Rather, deficiency memo should have been issued.
Honorable sir, we accept your point, but we relied on the principle of natural justice, allowing them a hearing to present because they requested that they wish to present.
Can you show the hearing record?
Sir, it is
Whether it is written in the hearing record, it is recorded in the hearing record.
Sir, it is
that
there.
this has been asked.
Yes, sir, it is mentioned in our PH also. They have signed on that page note, sir. Unfortunately, we are not carrying that page note right now. We can always produce whenever demanded by the honorable court.
Will you need time for this or on WhatsApp? Now there is technology, you can just all about the notice on the WhatsApp.
Definitely, sir. We will try to get it on
We will
WhatsApp.
assemble for after 5 minutes. 5 minutes? Tell me, what is that?
You can read out. You can read out whatever is recorded.
The learned counsel has appeared on the respective date. It was pointed out to the counsel that the appeal itself is not maintained on technical ground. However, owing to his repetitive request of hearing it on merits, we have decided to hear the appeal on merits.
Proceed, what I wish to say.
Lordship, we never faced this type of question from the.
Have you signed that PH hearing sheet?
I have signed.
Without reading, you signed it?
No. Actually, we have signed the PH memo in that there is no pre-deposit issue. We sure for that.
Okay. Submit the written report from the commissioner, it has happened. You also file the counter affidavit. Thank you.
Yes.
That is adjourned.
Our arguments that we wish to.
There is no point unless and until the facts are clear. We understand high courts are there on both the sides, and ultimately the department has issued a circular also. It can be made through pre-deposit.
So
Now
we
the
have a
question is not that.
circular itself.
Principally, I am with them, but the question is, you have to prove if this issue was brought to their knowledge. If without confronting them that the pre-deposit has been made through credit ledger, and this is a technical objection from your side, I am not going to repeat the order. Next year.
Thank you.
It is not, basically hearing should not be conducted. What, Avinash, what is your take on this? Can hearing be taken on this without pre-deposit? No hearing should go. Basically, you should not allow anybody to hear unless there is a pre-deposit. If you accepted pre-deposit only appeal in order, then only you will hear that case.
Even in that case, it has to be remanded back because the appellant has not examined the grounds. Whatever written submissions they have made, he has not examined. We will remand the matter only when we get the final report from the authority.
Yes. Thank you very much for all the participants, and I request, we are indeed thankful to the honorable justices for providing all the services to this bench. And we quickly assemble for the first bench. This was the second bench. We quickly assemble for the first bench. I request the honorable S.K. Rahman sir, and the way you had never expected. Honorable Justice S.K. Rahman sir and Honorable Justice Jatin Harjai sir. Please sir. Courtmaster, Advocate Hitendra Singh, Reader, Advocate Krishna Chauhan.
अरे यार टाइम मत बात करो, अंदर जतिन भाई को बुलाओ ना।